Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay. Low-key. ROH Legend. Not Low-key, God of Mischief, and Marvel Comics character, and character who Tom Hiddleston plays to absolute perfection. That's another video altogether. Anyway, Low-key. I can't say enough good things about this guy. I've gotten to see him wrestle live once and got to meet him once. Super cool guy. And his voice really does sound like that when he's just talking casually. But he's a super cool guy. Accomplishments. First and foremost, and most obvious, first ever ROH champion. This was before the ROH was a world title. It was for ROH champion. Won a 60-minute Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match that included Christopher Daniels, Spanky, other people know as Brian Kendrick, and Doug Williams, who people of TNA fandom probably know as Douglas Williams. Anyway, yeah, he's also has been a Super 8 tournament winner, one half of the Florida Championship Wrestling with Michael McGillicuddy. He has been Jersey All-Pro Heavyweight Champion and Light Heavyweight Champion. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion 3 times. No small accomplishment. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Champion. Battle of Los Angeles winner 2008. And of course, NWA World Tag Team Champion as part of Triple X that included Christopher Daniels and Elix Skipper. They had the Freebird rule. And 2-time TNA X Division Champion. Let's cover his time in TNA first, and then we'll move on to the ROH Legend stuff. His time in TNA. Prior to Triple X. The first ever match to crown the first ever X Division Champion was Low-key AJ Styles, Jerry Lynn, and Psychosis in a Fatal 4-Way double elimination match, which means to be eliminated, you have to be pinned twice. You know, as everyone knows, AJ won. It was the next time that Low-key, Lynn, and Styles met that Low-key won the belt. He was the second ever TNA X Division Champion. Pretty sure I got that right. Make sure. Yeah, I'm right. So how much of a internet wrestling head I am. Anyway, so I, like many others, are absolutely convinced, had it not been for Styles, Lynn, and Low-key and their series of matches and the number of times that they met one another in the ring, you wouldn't have had an X Division. Especially not an X Division to the level that it was elevated to because of those 3 guys. And you wouldn't have had so many people joining the X Division to be a part of it because, you know, if it hadn't not been for those 3. You know, and Low-key and Triple X, you know, just, you know, helped add to his popularity and everything. Help really introduce a wide range of audience to Christopher Daniels and Elix Skipper and Low-key as well. You know, even in his brief time in WWE as Cabal, where they completely misused him. I want to get into that because, believe me, talking about that makes my head hurt completely. Really great guy, great wrestler who really helped out the TNA in its early days, and some might even consider its heyday, which it kind of was back then. Shame they couldn't keep him, and everything. But like I said, Low-key as an ROH legend, which a lot of people, primarily probably in the ROH ROFs won't talk about, but he is a legend. Like he did for TNA, I think even more so in Ring of Honor, you would not have had such a buzz about ROH if it had not been for Low-key, Christopher Daniels, and the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, who WWE fans know as Daniel Bryan. Yeah, and now people are just not hearing what Daniel Bryan's real name is. Yeah, somebody creative did not think that much. Clearly. Anyway. Ring of Honor's first show, the Era of Honor begins. Their main event was Loki, Christopher Daniels, and Bryan Danielson, which is everyone just called the American Dragon for a good reason. Triple threat, no elimination match. I've watched that match so many times, and even still, how it ended still makes my abdominal area hurt. The ending of the match came when Loki did a Phoenix Splash on the American Dragon, who had Christopher Daniels in the cattle mutilation. The cattle mutilation is the move that Bryan Danielson was just known for at the time. It was where you get a double chicken wings under your opponent's arms, and you do a bridge. This is like severely like popping their opponent's shoulders out of place. And considering a person whose shoulders pop out of place very easily, that makes me cringe because that looks like such a painful move. Anyway, while he's in the bridge, Loki hits the Phoenix Splash right on top of Danielson, who I'm sure was feeling worlds of pain at that point. It was a amazing match. If you've never seen it, find any ROH DVD where this match is on and watch it, because it is a match that you must see. Fast forward to about 3 months later, ROH Road to the title. You had a single elimination tournament, which is how they determined the Fatal 4-Way. I mentioned earlier that Loki won the first ROH Championship belt. But to get there, Loki first had to go through Prince Nana, then the Amazing Red. He beat Nana by literal knockout. He actually knocked out Prince Nana in the ring. And, you know, that's how lethal Loki's kicks are, man. And he could really knock somebody out, and he has. I'm sure more than a few times. But his match in the semifinals with Amazing Red is what people to this day, this is 11 years after the fact, are still talking about. 11 years, nearly 12 years after the fact, are still talking about. If you have never seen the opening minute to Loki versus the Amazing Red from ROH Road to the title, if you've never seen that, I really have to question how you call yourself a wrestling fan. I'm sorry. It's called the Matrix Minute, people. It's called the Matrix Minute. If I can, I'm gonna give you guys a link to that match in the comments below. I'm gonna put a link down there so you can see it, because you've never seen this. You have done an immediate disservice to yourself. I've seen that match so many times too. I think I've seen that match more than I've seen the triple threat match from the first ROH show, because everyone knows Amazing Red is good for flips and everything. And let's be honest, I'm sure very few people thought he could go toe-to-toe with Loki for longer than 5 minutes. But he did. And they put on a classic of a match. Just greatness. Just greatness. From there, Loki just, he, as a lot of you know, he lost the belt to Xavier at ROH show Unscripted, and had just been making, various feuds, even after separating from the Code of Honor, pretty much, and joining his friend Homicide, his friend and trainer Homicide, in the Rottweilers, and they just caused all sorts of havoc and terror all over Ring of Honor until contract disputes and everything else, and politics, forced him to make a choice and leave the company. I know like I said, I'm an ROH mark, but I've always thought that was one of ROH's biggest mistakes. I've always thought it was one of the hugest mistakes to let Loki go. Maybe this just and again, before anyone gets mad or calls me out for whatever reason, this is just from the perspective of a fan and a person who loves ROH. Maybe some things were said or done that were irreconcilable or whatever, but you have Loki really was one of the biggest frameworks for Ring of Honor. if it had been for him, I don't think ROH would have made it as big as it did, because, you know, the matches he put on at the time made people want to go there. You know, I don't know if there was any one match that made CM Punk or Samoa Joe want to sign up to be Ring of Honor. I'm not sure there's any one match that made, you know, any of them want to go there. But I know matches like the one he had with Amazing Red, the ones he had with Danielson and Daniels, made me want to keep watching ROH, see what they do next. His alliance with the Rottweilers made me see how unpredictable Ring of Honor could be. One of my favorite moments, you know, in Ring of Honor, and probably one of Jay Lethal's least favorite, was the night of the very first Manhattan Mayhem, a show that I'm sure was only named that because the two of them were causing so much havoc. And by two of them I mean Loki and Homicide. And, you know, they gave Jay Lethal a Cop Killer double foot stomp combination, which left him laid out completely. And even Loki's feud with Jay Lethal put Jay Lethal on the map, because Loki, every chance he got, whooped that poor boy's ass. Forgive my language, but he did. He did. He beat the snot out of Jay Lethal every chance he got. But, you know, and that happens in wrestling too. You know, sometimes you need the guys to have those feuds to just, you know, push the younger guys. And he did that. He beat up Jay Lethal so much that the fans were just like, you know, but, you know, alright, Lethal, let me see you taking this butt again, but get it back in there, man. Get in there. Beat this guy. Loki did a lot for Ring of Honor. And it's just, you know, and I think he earned the moniker ROH Legend. I really do. I'm one of the biggest supporters for a Loki best of DVD. They do the best of DVDs of absolutely everybody in ROH now. There should be one of Loki. Just my opinion. People can have varying opinions about this, but that's mine. I think he should have one. This is just me being a mark, as all these videos are. But anyway. So, Loki, ROH Legend. It was an honor to ever get to meet him. I hope to see him wrestle again somewhere soon. Maybe somewhere locally. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, hint, hint to all Texas promoters. And, yeah. Loki, fantastic wrestler. Very hard-hitting. Very cool. ROH Legend. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Peace.